Okay, so good morning. This is the next video for Grant Noble. He sent a little video about a bulldog and a pit bull, young look like, and they're playing. But they have a history of. I need to get into a good light. There we go. They have a history of getting into fights with each other. So from when they get too excited and play, what I'll try and do is when I put the post out, I'll try and play this video, and alongside it, it's just like a 15-second video of the two dogs playing, so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, what Grant has asked, and again I'll put that in the bio above this, but what Grant has asked is, how would we control that? Do you mind?
Just get it this way.
Yeah, on you go.
Thank you.
So what Grant has asked is, how would we control that and what would we do with that? Now, just as a little off right now, my one of my cars isn't getting new tyres in the garage, so I'm just waiting, and that's why I'm doing the video. And that was the guy just coming by the whole COVID thing, give space, absolutely. So, but just in here, just off the side, Grant, you'll like this anyway, this is one of the Henrys, this is Henry's Skoda. The Henry family, Graham Henry and Viv in particular, are very good friends of mine and clients, but now they're very good friends. So this is one of their cars, look at this. So it's a Camaro, old school Camaro. Actual running, working Camaro. Look at that. Sorry if you don't care about cars and you just want to know about the dog thing. Okay, back to dogs. So the so this is my take. It's a 15-second little video of a bulldog and a pit bull. In the video, they look as if they're playing really well. Looks totally fine, and it is only 15 seconds, so you can only take from that, But if I didn't have any background on that video at all, I would just see two dogs that were happily playing. Bulldog's a bit pushy, and the pit is like, because the bulldog's more solid and uses their head and their weight and move in, which is what the breed does, and the pit bull's just using it as a bit more agile and dancing away from the dog, but totally having a good time. So for me, my biggest take is, if the owner in this case doesn't feel, or whoever's looking after the dogs, the person in charge of the dogs doesn't feel comfortable that they're in control of what the dog is doing at any time, they shouldn't be allowing it. Okay, so even if I don't know, two dogs meet in a park, you've got your dog and you meet another dog, and the other owner is maybe like, no, they're fine, they're playing, it's okay, don't let them play, and you're like, yeah, but I don't feel comfortable with that, then don't allow it. The biggest mistake people make is that they feel uncomfortable with what the dog is doing and they still continue to allow the behaviour. So you're feeling uncomfortable, probably because you've either had a past negative experience, or because either way you don't feel in control of the scenario. So right now, if the dogs were playing, and even if they're playing fine and the dogs in their mind deem it as fine, the very fact that makes the owner uncomfortable, or the trainer or the dog walker or whoever's looking after the dog, I would not be allowing that behaviour. As soon as they start getting too, all you need to do to have dogs fail and make mistakes is getting too excited. So if the risk of that pit bull, getting a hold of that bulldog, or vice versa, but I think it's the pit bull that's definitely got the bulldog a few times, because the bulldog's always goes to the pit bull's face, and I think that's obviously what causes the confrontation, like enough, bang, take you. So just don't allow it. I wouldn't be allowing it, or I'd be allowing play to a certain level, and so you get two main types of play, right? You get excited submissive play and you get excited dominant play, and it's best that the dog never learns to be excited dominant. So if I saw any excited dominance, Cesar Milan back in the day on one of his programs did a great example of this, and it was when he just got Junior, and Junior is young, he's not just got him, but he's within his first year or so, and Junior's then playing with a dog, and Junior starts then going to put his head over the shoulder of the dog, and Caesar steps in and stops that, and it's exactly the way that I would deal with that. Is that I want him best, and these dogs in particular the Bulldog, to learn never to play excited dominant and try and get too dominant and too bulldoggy. So I'd be stopping and interrupting that, and putting a limit in place and saying, like, that's as far as you go, dog. You don't go any further. And dogs can totally learn that limit. Just the same as a dog can learn to, or a human who is a boxer, a professional boxer, can still play with their children and can still play fight with a friend or whatever. Doesn't mean you're always, no, you can't because they're going to box and punch that person or something. You can't. That's just not true. They have to understand, and there can be limitations and boundaries. So the dogs can learn the same thing. So just because you have a very powerful bulldog or a powerful pit bull doesn't mean they can't learn to have limitations. But if the owner isn't confident or doesn't have the right skill set for that, they quite simply shouldn't be allowing it right now. So if in doubt, don't allow it. Control the excitement level, and that's really what's going to keep everything safe. Think of it that way. If you know, for example, every time you've got a certain dog, and every time you go to the park and you throw the ball, and another dog comes over and it, is going to cause a ruckus in a situation. Yeah, you want to overcome that, but you also just use common sense, and you don't throw your dog's ball into the middle of 10 other dogs. So just control the energy level. I wouldn't be, very simply with the owner, if you don't feel that confident, I wouldn't be allowing the owner. I would be saying to the owner, I just don't allow it. Start getting too excited, don't allow it. Just have the dogs learn to be calm together. They don't always have to be playing to be happy. They can just be calm with each other. So hopefully that helps. I'm going to go back to look at the Camaro.